G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well. I hope you're ready for a cocktail. And I like to do themes quite often, and I'm uploading this on the Easter weekend, which is of course all about chocolate, and don't mention that it's taken from a pagan festival that's all about getting hammered and having orgies, because that's the true meaning of Easter. But these days, it's treats, it's chocolate, it's that type of thing. And I thought, of course, look, maybe you want, for a chocolatey cocktail, you want to use something like a chocolate cream liqueur. Go for it, I say. Actually, not all the time, because they're a bit overpowering, but I do like using cream liqueurs. I have a lot of cream liqueurs. I use them in videos on this cocktail quite often. This one's a little different. I came up with this idea. I'm calling this an old-fashioned banana sundae. So, because an old-fashioned is one of my favorite drinks, which is pretty simple. It's whiskey, sweetener, and bitters. And what are the things we normally get on a banana sundae? You get banana, chocolate, and nuts. So I'm going to just combine them into an adult Easter treat, an old-fashioned with those banana sundae flavors. So here we go. First up, our whiskey element. I'm going to be using 2 ounces or 60 mils of whiskey. You use the whiskey of your choice. It's your drink. I'm using this. This is a local one from the Starwood distillery called Dolce, which is Italian for sweet, because this is actually finished in dessert wine casks. So it's got some sweeter notes that whiskeys often don't have. It's really quite nice, and I thought the sweet element of it goes very well with the idea of an Easter treat. So first up, we're doing 60 mils or 2 ounces of whiskey. To start us on the banana split side, some banana liqueur. There's lots on the market. This one I got recently is quite nice, but you go with what you have. And I'm just going to go half an ounce, 15 mils of banana liqueur. For the chocolate element, I'm going with creme de cacao. Now you could use brown creme de cacao. I think the drink will look nicer if I use white creme de cacao, so that's my choice, but you might choose to use brown. But anyway, again, half an ounce, 15 mils, this time of creme de cacao. And we're going to top our sundae with nuts. In my case, I'm using an Australian macadamia liqueur. I know there's a macadamia liqueur that you can get in the US, and around the world there's also other nut liqueurs that would be nice for a topping. There's Di Serono, which is almond based. I think Frangelico is hazelnut based, but there are various nut liqueurs you can get around the world. If there's one you like, go with that. I'm going to top it with half an ounce, 15 mils of my macadamia liqueur. Now, an old-fashioned is traditionally whiskey, bitters, and sugar or sweetener. I'm not going to add any sugar syrup because I think those 3 liqueurs add plenty of sugar. I think it does need some bitters because we want to cut that sweetness a little bit. So I'm going to do 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. This is a stirred cocktail, so we add ice to our stirring glass. Got my Magic Gaz Regan's stirring finger. Feel free to use a spoon, but I have a finger to help me out. So giving that a stir, doesn't need a long one, just want it chilled down, doesn't need a lot of dilution, so about 15 seconds of stirring is fine. I have my rocks glass ready with a nice chunk of my clear ice in there. Should go clear when I pour this over. Hopefully it's tempered enough so it doesn't actually crack when I pour this over. We'll soon see if I've prepared properly. I'm just using my Hawthorne strainer to strain the drink into the rocks glass. And that's worked nicely. Just put that down. And there we have it. Our old-fashioned banana split. That's what I was calling it, wasn't it? I'm just making this up as I go along. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Showing off the clear ice quite nicely. Let's see, does this work as a dessert? It works for me, I'll tell you that much. The different flavors in there. Look, this is a sweeter cocktail without a doubt. If you don't have a sweet tooth, this might be a bit much for you. But for me, the sweetness is balanced by the bitters and the whiskey. So I'm actually getting the different flavors. It particularly leads with the banana, and then I'm getting the liqueur, the nut liqueur, and finishing it off is the whiskey and the bitters. Okay, I could have a very happy Easter with a couple of these. That's all I'm saying. And I hope you have a happy and safe Easter as well, whether or not you happen to celebrate it wherever you are in the world. But hey, an excuse for a treat works for me. And this is my adult Easter treat, the old-fashioned banana split. Not the sort of thing you used to get as a kid, but I can enjoy it now as an adult. So even if you don't want to go this far, the reason I came up with this is I find an old-fashioned with just a splash, like half a shot, 10 to 15 mils of a liqueur is very interesting. And it's worth experimenting. If you have a few liqueurs, try it. If you like an old-fashioned, I absolutely recommend trying it with a splash of liqueur because I found it to be really enjoyable. This one's a little bit decadent and over the top, but hey, decadent and over the top suits me, and I hope it suits you as well. I hope you look after yourself, look after the people around you. Until I see you again, I will say cheers.